You aren't empowered, you're just on gear. This is what I'd like to tell a lot of these people. Today we start our story with a Dhar actor, and no, unfortunately, I'm not kidding about that. For those cripplingly unaware, or those of you who are just healthy and don't feed your mind with internet slop 24/7, like me, the Dhar channel is basically a channel with short form, sort of ethical videos, dramatic stories that are supposed to give you some kind of moral answer at the end. Their videos have themes of generally don't judge others, or kindness matters, or greed gets you punished. And they make pretty much unintentionally funny videos that are absolutely hilarious to watch, and other times mildly relatable at best.
I'm kind of impressed you can do pull-ups at all.
Me too.
But then again, it can't be that hard to lift yourself up when you weigh 12 pounds.
You're messing up my set!
One of the people recently featured in their videos was Natalie Nichols. Known as Tffy on Instagram, you might also notice that she is looking a lot different than her supposedly younger counterparts in the video, boasting an older appearance and a far more muscularly developed body, which is the actual point of the video. Everyone's talking about how she's super jacked and kind of poking at her for it. She also has some of the features that we talk about developed already. You can see facial structure differences within her compared to her counterparts in the video, as well as just the obvious things. She also doesn't have, you know, the younger teenaged girl voice that the other gals in the video do have, which is a little weird and kind of made me chuckle.
Hey, what did you think of Peter?
Why might that be? Well, if we head over to her Instagram, it becomes instantaneously very clear. Our internet personality for today's video has been blasting the globs and globs of gear that we always talk about. Don't you love to see it? Don't you love to see it? She's been promoting it too. I mean, I love to see it because we gotta pump these numbers. We gotta get this channel rolling, baby. This is what it's all about. If you scroll down her profile, you'd be quick to see a post like this one. She's bragging about her testosterone levels being higher than a male. As you keep scrolling through this post, you'll see that she's also discussing that she's not regretting anything, being off and on steroids for years, and she's talked about how she has now controlled it, mastered it, and optimized it. Then she shows us a picture of her blood work, which is diabolical. She snuck a little LDL in there, which is at 170, which is insane. That's higher than most men, which is not a good thing, by the way. Not a good thing. And then she's also got a total test in there at 1,100 nanograms per deciliter, which is just diabolical, just so diabolical. Yes, her testosterone is higher than a man's here. And I want to be very curious of how this is not reckless, as she claims it's not, and how this is actually optimized. I would love to know. She openly talks about having a deeper voice on some of the other slides, but injects the word slightly deeper in there, only slightly. Well, for the most part, giving you positives about how running gear is awesome. With the last slide, of course, being entirely about her cheeky coaching and how she's going to get other females jacked using the appropriate cycles, because she knows all of this information. Then we have this post where she says she's bringing up the side effects that, quote, no one talks about. I don't think she sees her channel, you guys. I don't think she looks at her channel. Voice changes.
Bombastic side eye.
Libido increasing and insane energy. And then she tells us we're all coping because you can run gear safely. This is just wildly off-putting for me to read. I agree with the top comment on this post. Not a single mention of androgen-induced growth-sensitive areas. Second post in a row where the side effects include higher libido, but not changes to external genitalia anatomy. It's very interesting, right? She talks a lot about the benefits, a lot about the interesting things you'll experience, but not a lot about the downside. She's basically selling you the destination, but not the journey. She forgets to mention a lot of other factors which are highly concerning when you go down a path like this. And as an expert, you know, supposedly enough so to coach women how to do this stuff without these side effects apparently, and to maintain their femininity, you would hope that she would talk about these highly concerning permanent side effects that can scar a person for their entire life, not just physiologically, but psychologically. Yet there's a refuse to address any of these concerns with any of the things she's referring to. Like, I don't know, for example, how these drugs can skew your lipids wildly. This is insane. I mean, I've had dudes who have been on massive cycles have nowhere near as poor of lipids as this. That's crazy. What are the long-term implications of that, I wonder? What do you think about that? Ugh. But all we get are cutesy pictures with her posing and smiling, looking like everything is great in life. A couple thirst traps here, a couple thirst traps there. It's just a good life. Do you see the psyop we're dealing with here? Do you see a little bit of it? Are we pulling back the covers a little bit? A guy named Hulk Smash makes another really great point. So you recommend PEDs to your followers too, or is that just a little secret? Because let's be honest, you're not exactly a just hard work and chicken breast success story. You might want to slap a disclaimer on your site. PEDs worked for me, your results may suck. Transparency is cute. Another phenomenal point where specifically he mentions results may vary, which is so true. Just because she can tolerate a higher dose of androgens, which tolerate is a very questionable statement here, doesn't mean that most of the other women who would do these things, let's say 1 out of 20 might be able to tolerate it decently, but the other 19 are absolutely fried. They're cooked. They are in the French fry basket deep in the oil at McDonald's. And it is an exceptional disclaimer that anyone who's educated on the process might tell you, because it is a valuable one. If you see the results and you want to try to acquire those results through the same means, you better be prepared for something wildly different to happen to you. And the sad thing is it's working. I mean, the amount of gals posting things in our comments saying that they're ready, they're PED ready, or they've just been waiting to save up some money to hire her and start taking PEDs. Like, they're just super excited to hop on this Azul. I mean, Jesus, I think we haven't made an impact. Another rock solid comment. I didn't see where you mentioned C-lit growth, hair loss, facial hair growth. It's never smart to inject male hormones into a female. Doctors give transsexuals way less than you take, because that's basically what you're doing, is transitioning. I haven't met a female yet that didn't actually regret taking PEDs. Risk versus reward for women is not worth it, even for most men, unless you're the 0.0001% that'll get glory and money. But then you end up like Dallas McCarver or Rich Biana. I agree. We've talked about this in many videos before, especially the one that we did a while back, which you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Basically, a 19-year-old kid blasted way too much steroids, got acne, and is trying to reverse all of those problems that he made for themselves. This is a common trend. 1 out of 10 people are probably going to be a very good bodybuilder or make a lot of money if they took steroids, or at least a decent amount of money. Maybe 1 in 50, 1 in 100 people might make an okay living online if they were to take steroids, get a sick physique, so on and so forth. But it ain't common. It's not the thing that's going to happen when you take this Azul, right? Nor is it going to be the thing that happens to you if you're a female and take this Azul. In fact, it's probably the inverse. You'll probably push people away because you are becoming estranged. You're transitioning effectively. Here's the thing. These side effects are what she might be dodging now. And I think this is super important to mention. She says she's been on and off for years. That's great, right? Good for her. Questionable. I don't think she's really dodging much, because we can see and hear a lot of the side effects. Her skin texture, her vocal fold changes, it's all very apparent. But if you induce these levels of serum test this regularly and for long enough, you are undoubtedly going to have some awful side effects that you're going to be forced to deal with until you die, right? That's the crazy thing. People talk shit about my tattoos a lot. Yeah, this is something I have to bear on my skin until I die. I'm okay with that. I like tattoos. I think they're kind of cool. And there's basically a large community of people who also think they're cool. Very similar to bodybuilding in this instance, but unfortunately with bodybuilding, those things don't stick around, the gains and all that, the gym and all that, you know, the community and all that, when you're in your 60s, 70s, so on and so forth. It's a bit disconcerting. Also to note, that 1,100 nanogram test that she's bragging about, really interesting actually. And I always talk about this because I think if you're a female and you're deciding that, hey, PEDs are the right thing for me, just please look at the doses used in clinical studies to transition women into men. Okay, just look at the doses, look at some of the blood work that are being examined to determine what's an efficacious dose, what drugs are efficacious, and so on, to convert a woman into into a man using hormonal therapy. As published by Boston University, the standard serum test levels aimed to convert a female into a male when you test it in blood serum is 300 nanograms per deciliter. That's the starting range. It can go up to 1,000, but it's generally starting around the aim at least 300 nanograms per deciliter. This could be up for a year, 12 months or so until they try to maybe push it to 400 or 500. It's a titration process. What are we talking about? 1,100 nanograms per deciliter being safe. This is ridiculous. That 300 number is the target clinically to convert a woman into a man. So imagine how much damage is being done every single day that she's exposing herself to those compounds over a time horizon that is God knows how long. And the fact of the matter is she's either experiencing those changes on a time scale that's much slower, and so to her they seem less significant, but if anyone knew her maybe 10 years ago and compares it to now, they're like, holy shit, she's changed a lot. Or conversely, she simply just hasn't given enough of a shit to care too much. In these hormone therapy guidelines established by Boston University, which I'm sure she's more qualified for and she knows way more than, of course, just a hunch. Guys, this is so important. Please listen to me, please. Women taking 50 to 100 milligrams of androgens a week easily achieve the effects needed to convert into a male. Let me repeat that. Women taking 50 to 100 milligrams of androgens a week have achieved the effect that will easily convert them into a male. So what we're talking about here, all right, is 50 milligrams total dose of androgens. Let's just take a standard female, which many of them that we have talked about take 10 milligrams of Anavar a day. That's 70 milligrams a week. Whoopsies, you're already there. You're already over where the starting baseline is for most females looking to convert into men. Do you see the problem here? And another interesting fact is those levels of androgens are not going to achieve a 1,100 nanogram per deciliter number. So that means our gal here is probably running a whole hell of a lot more. I don't think that's optimized. Also, another interesting fact while she's parading off the Cloud of the Darman video, trying to net as many people into her coaching funnel as possible, she isn't mentioning anything that women can do safely, like how women can prevent these side effects. Yet people are parading in her comments, commending her for her transparency. It's like, okay, sure, great and all, but let's maybe talk about how women could prevent some of these side effects, how women could prevent their LDL from being sky high, how women could prevent virilization to any extent. I don't know, the things we talk about on this channel, for instance. All the meanwhile, all she's really doing is parading around saying having a 1,100 nanogram deciliter level of test is fine and getting praised for it. How awesome. You love to see it. You love to see it. And does she really sound unscathed by male hormone use?
So, here are the 3 things that I did to lose weight: bulimia, cocaine, and frequently checking my ex's Instagram page.
And of course, on top of this behavior, you have the behavior which includes a sneaky link in the bio, some degenerative type stuff all over the place here. Posting videos with literally one goal only, and that is to be a sex worker while also trying to parade around as some kind of influencer. And so of course, when that doesn't work so great, the next option is to troll people with saying that you can run PEDs safely and then try to get more money that way. So it's both degenerative lifestyles combining into this one uber degenerative style of income making. I'm so sick of these girls who just instantaneously default to OnlyFans in the fitness industry. It's like a forceful cameo in all the videos that we do because we can't even just talk about the steroids. It's like infinitely available to see an OnlyFans link and OnlyFans content everywhere on their profile. Again, no issues with sex workers. If you can't make money doing something that is useful and has a utility in the world, that's what you got to do. But maybe just unplug it from your coaching, like unplug it from telling people how to do squats and stuff, like make those two things separate so you can at least have one useful outlet of life, you know? I think just kind of weird to throw it in there with your other business model, coaching. You know, it's like if Facebook CEO of some type was just to say openly, I'm opening up an OnlyFans now, I don't think Facebook would keep that person around. Also, they're probably making more than enough money to ever need to sell their body to the internet for life. I don't know, this is neither here nor there. It's just kind of of a disheartening video to see all of this stuff that we've been putting in for almost a year now, more than that. All that work kind of just being completely disregarded by someone like this who claims to be educated and well renowned, but quite frankly, that's bullshit. Say what you will, but man, this industry is cooked. Just like every other fucking industry in the world right now, this one particularly is cooked. I'll catch you in the next video, okay?